This has to be one of the most despicable, nasty events that I have covered in a while on this channel, and we're going to talk about it next on It's Culture. Let's get it. Welcome back to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm the host of this show. And today I got a sad incident that happened up in Northern Virginia. It happened a couple of days ago. The story's been going around for a couple of days now. And I would be remiss if I didn't cover this, because I try to cover all the stuff that's going on and keep y'all abreast, and get my perspective on these things. But this right here is one of the most egregious things that I've ran across in a while. This involves babies in a hospital and a nurse out of Northern Virginia. So we have a nurse. She's been arrested. And we got the news that's going to give us the reason why she was arrested. And I want y'all to hear this. So this is fair use. And let's get into it.
Because then whatever that was done in the dark comes to the light, and sometimes you don't necessarily want to know what was done.
Dominique Hackey, the father of one of the Henrico doctor's NICU babies found to have broken bones in 2023, concerned that it has taken so long for justice.
His baby was in the NICU. Baby's in the NICU. And if y'all don't know what the NICU is, that's neonatal intensive care unit. That's when babies are they're trying their best to try to get them to be able to breathe on their own so they can go home. It's the ICU for after the births. I used to work in the hospital, so I know what the NICU is. I used to work at a children's hospital, so that's what the NICU is. So this baby was there, and they found that she had broken bones.
I remember her being in the room. She was friendly. She answered questions, but she didn't stay and talk like the other NICU nurses did. She wasn't family like the other NICU nurses were.
He's describing 26-year-old Erin Strotman, the nurse now in jail, charged with felony child neglect and felony malicious wounding, related to a different baby in 2024.
Not his baby. A whole nother child she's in jail for. And it gets worse. Trust me, it gets worse.
Strotman was put on paid administrative leave by the hospital for a year after the 2023 cases of NICU abuse came to light, and then was allowed to return in late 2024. Hackey saying the hospital should be held accountable as well.
Because that shouldn't have happened. If they were suspicious of some person enough to let him go, they shouldn't have brought him back. So that's on them.
And he's right about that. How you gonna let... You know what she's doing, and you still brought her back? This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. But I want y'all to hear what the hospital says.
They failed. Simple.
HCA, the network that oversees Henrico Doctors Hospital, issuing this statement, saying in part it is shocked and saddened by this development in the investigation, and that the hospital is focused on continuing to care for its patients. They're not taking any accountability for this whatsoever. Zero accountability now. Strotman was just fired from her job on Thursday, Henrico police arresting her that night. Henrico's Commonwealth's attorney, Shannon Taylor, says the investigation is not over and more charges could come as detectives continue to review NICU video footage.
We will continue to work on building cases if there is evidence present to build other cases to find if there's additional criminal culpability.
Can we just have a conversation? A conversation, right? How do you have people who are supposed to be who are supposed to be taking care of you, taking care of your child while they're in the hospital when you're not around, and they are having abuse going on. Could you imagine if that was your child and they were in the NICU and you found out that the nurse that was watching, supposed to have been caring for your child, giving them the best care because they're in one of the most critical stages of their lives, and they're breaking bones and hurting your babies? And the hospital that this wicked woman worked at, they have zero culpability in any of this, and we just want to care for our patients. This is why I hate the healthcare system. This is why I'm not with all these corporations owning healthcare. Because they're not taking any accountability for this. Oh, they fired her last week. She got arrested that night. What does that have to do with the fact that at the time of this incident, she was a employee of your company? You are culpable in this. You can't sit up and just wash your hands clean and let the prosecution do what they do. No, there should be some civil lawsuits coming out of this. There should be some settlements. There should be some compensation to these families who've had to suffer because of this. What are you doing as a company to ensure your patients that their person, their loved one, when they're in your care, is getting the best care they're supposed to get without having to worry about getting injured and hurt and all this? Because she going to jail. One thing about the Commonwealth of Virginia, they don't play around. So criminally, we ain't worried about her. She going to jail. You rest believe that. They going to lock her up. Virginia don't play. But what about the families, though? What about the families, these babies and these parents? Henrico County don't have a lot of hospitals. So the people that live in that area, guess what? They got to come to y'all. And if there is other hospitals in that area, does their insurance even work at that hospital? We got that problem too. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. When I heard this story, it really, 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 really got to me. Because my youngest daughter was a hospital baby. We thought she had leukemia. That turned out, thank God that it wasn't. But she was in the hospital a lot. My son was too. Always in the hospital with febrile seizures and everything when they were kids. I could only imagine leaving my child at a hospital and then coming back to find that they had their bones broken or something happened to them. They got head trauma, something. And all y'all saying is, we take the special care and we're shocked. This stuff is all on y'all cameras. And nobody, at no point, nobody saw anything. Nobody thought, hey, what is she doing in these rooms? There was never any type of like checks or anything or quality assurance check to see that, kind of monitor some things sometimes just to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. None of that was going on. So Yeah, this one here, I'm furious, y'all. This really gets up under my skin. This really does it for me. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank everybody for tuning in. Until next time, Coach Nation, let's keep it coaching.